Have you ever noticed these black pods forming on your false indigo plants in late summer? Don't worry, nothing's wrong with your plant. This is just your plant's way of reproducing via seed pods. Today, I'm going to show you how to harvest these seed pods, collect the seeds, and grow more of this beautiful native perennial in your own backyard. If we haven't met before, I'm Anna from Bright Lane Gardens. Let's go ahead and get started. Our first step is to identify these mature seed pods. You'll know that your seed pods are ready to harvest when they are dry and turn a dark brown, almost black color. You can also hear those seeds rattle inside when you shake the pod. You might notice that some of my pods are actually already starting to split open, so it would have been great to harvest these seeds even a few weeks ago. But several of my pods are still intact, so let's go ahead and harvest those today. If your pods are still soft and green, definitely leave those be. They're not ready for harvest quite yet, and those seeds won't be mature enough to germinate in the spring. Make sure that your harvested pods are brittle and ready to break when you crunch them in half. That's how you know they're dry enough to go ahead and harvest. Collecting the seed pods is a very easy process. You'll just need a pair of sharp trimmers and something to collect your seed pods in. You may have noticed that I picked up a new accessory for this scene. Glasses aren't really my gig, but these are the new meta glasses so that you can actually see each step as I'm seeing it. If you're like me and you're a hobbyist who likes to video some of what you're doing in first person point of view, then you might want to check out these glasses. I did add the link of the model that I'm wearing here in the description below. Let me know what you think about them if you've tried them out at home. Back to the pods. So it's a really simple process to harvest these pods. There's two methods that you can use. Now, the first method that we have is actually to just pull that mature seed pod right off. The biggest risk that you run with this is accidentally cracking that pod and losing some of your seeds on the ground. But if you feel confident with this method, you can go ahead and collect your seed pods just like that. Our second method is, of course, to prune them off with a pair of pruners. This ensures that you won't accidentally break that pod, and you'll be able to save all of your seeds in your container. We've collected a handful of seed pods. This is certainly enough for us to get started with a small collection of seeds. I don't want to harvest all of my seed pods because I do want this patch to continue to expand over the years. Therefore, I like to use the rule of harvesting about 1/3 of the available seeds in your patch so that the remaining 2/3 can self-seed for the following season. Let's head on into my workshop so we can take a look at what's on the inside of these seed pods. Okay, so I'm back in my little workshop. This is one of the seed pods that we just harvested, and it's nice and dry. So we're gonna go ahead and crack this open and see what's inside. Your seed pods should crack open really easily. You shouldn't have to put any pressure on them at all. This guy, as soon as I pinch that seed pod, cracked right open for me. And inside I have 6 lovely little seeds. A lot of times you'll get more than 6 seeds out of a single seed pod. It's important to remember that the amount of sunlight that your plant receives will directly impact how many seeds it can produce. And the area that I just harvested from actually has a decent amount of shade during the morning, so my plants just don't produce as many seeds as a full sun plant would. The seeds are round, almost kidney shaped, and they're usually a dark brown to a light black in color, and they are very hard to the touch. Let's go ahead and crack open a few more of these. This is how many seeds I was able to get from 10 seed pods. I'd say I probably have 30 or so seeds here, and definitely all of them look to be in good shape. I don't see any seeds that are too small or too green and immature. Our next step is going to be to dry the seeds completely out. Even though these seeds feel like they're hard and dry and they sound like they're dry, we want to make sure that they're completely dried out. So I'm actually going to put them in this bowl and leave them in open air for the next week or two. Typically after 2 weeks, your seeds are completely dry as long as you've had them stored in a relatively dry area with low humidity. Once you've let your seeds dry out for a week or two, they are ready to go into storage. You can store these seeds in brown paper envelopes, a paper bag, or my top recommendation is, of course, a handy seed saving kit like this one here. These types of seed saving kits help keep humidity out. They help keep your seeds safe and not squished, and it's easy for organization because you can label each individual container with the name and the date of when you harvested that seed. I love using a kit like this. It helps me keep my seeds organized, but whatever method you use will work just fine for your false indigo seeds. A quick germination note: Baptisia or false indigo is one of those seeds that has that really tough outer coating, and to improve your chances of germination, you're going to want to nick the exterior of that seed or scar it with sandpaper. I always use the sandpaper method. I found it to be most effective with my false indigo seeds. And of course, a cold, moist stratification is strongly recommended for this plant so that you can have the best chances of germination. If you're interested, I did do a full step-by-step video on how to grow false blue indigo from seed. Same method for any color of the false indigo that you have, and that video is linked in the description below. I'll also pop it up in the corner up here so that you can follow along if you want to move through all of the same steps that I use to germinate your freshly harvested seeds. Baptisia or false indigo can also be direct sown into the ground. Typically, you don't have to go through the scarification process when you do this. Oftentimes, your gritty sand or soil will go ahead and scar the exterior of that seed for you, so you can skip that step if you want to direct sow in the ground. Just be prepared to lose a certain percentage of your seeds to birds because they love them, and that's kind of what they're there for. So if you are direct sowing outside, definitely sow about twice as many seeds as you hope to have mature plants. That will account for any predators taking those seeds and any failure in your germination rate. And that's it. Baptisia is definitely one of those plants that has that wow factor, and a lot of people are like, whoa, I had no idea that that was even a native plant option. So if you're looking for tall, spiky flowers that add not only that wow factor, but also a ton of ecological benefit to your landscaping, then Baptisia or false indigo is certainly the way to go. I hope that you found this seed collection tutorial helpful and easy to follow. If you like content like this is seed collection season, so definitely subscribe to our channel and set up your alerts so that you can see how we collect seeds from our other native plants on the property. We also love to talk about native landscape design and all things native plants. So if this is content that you are interested in, subscribe to our channel and consider signing up for our monthly newsletter so that you can get curated native plant tips and tricks directly to your inbox. No spam ever, just helpful information for you to follow along. That link for our newsletter is available in the description below, and it's also all over our website, brightlanegardens.com. So if native plants is your jam, definitely be sure to check that out. Thank you so much for tuning into our channel today. It seriously helps out small businesses like ours so much, and we appreciate it every single time. And as always, I sure hope to catch you next time. Bye-bye.